Welcome back to the deep dive, where we dig into fascinating sources for those key insights. Today, we're looking at something truly wild. I mean, really out there. An experiment that, well, it challenges how we think about pet care, sustainability,
Yeah.
even your household trash. We were talking about dog food made from cardboard.
Cardboard, yeah.
Yeah, sounds crazy, right? But think about it. Dog food costs are soaring. Did you know they jumped 10.55% in the U.S. just from 2022 to 2024?
Wow, yeah. That's significant.
And at the same time, in 2024, the U.S. generated something like 82 million metric tons of paper and cardboard waste, a huge amount ending up in landfills. So what if you could, tackle both problems from your own kitchen? Now, before we dive head first into this ingenious, maybe slightly mad idea, a quick note. If you find this kind of groundbreaking info as fascinating as we do, you've got to visit Mind Expansion Daily. It's your go-to for incredible insights. And while you're there, please give us a like and subscribe to Mind Expansion Daily. Make sure you never miss another deep dive. Also, if you really appreciate what we're sharing today, maybe consider buying us a coffee. The link's right there in the description. Your support, honestly, it really helps us keep these deep dives coming. As we unpack this whole cardboard thing, we want to hear from you. Do you agree or disagree with the summary of this experiment? Is it genius? Is it crazy? Let us know in the comments below. Oh, and help us out. Tell us where you're listening from. We'd love to know our global community reach.
Okay, so the cardboard dog food. Look, the initial reaction is always skepticism.
Yeah.
And frankly, that's understandable. It sounds odd. But what's really fascinating here when you dig into it is how this seemingly outlandish idea is actually rooted in, well, a mix of science and some pretty urgent needs, environmental and economic. So our mission today is to explore this, the process, the safety, the nutrition, the real-world results. Give you a fresh perspective, maybe challenge some assumptions about pet care.
That's a great way to frame it, because the problems are real. Let's talk costs first. In 2024, premium dry dog food, you're looking at maybe $2.50 a pound in the U.S. For a medium dog, a 30-pound bag, that's like $75 a month. Petco data shows this.
Yeah, that adds up fast.
And if you go for budget brands, maybe $1 a pound, they often use fillers, things like corn syrup, and something like 60% of vets link those fillers to obesity, digestive problems.
Well, it's not ideal.
And it's not just a U.S. issue. In the Philippines, for example, commercial dog food can cost between $2,500 to $5,000 PHP a month. That's roughly $45 to $90 U.S., a huge chunk of income for many families. An ASPCA survey this year found 30% of pet owners struggle with food costs. So it's a widespread concern. Then there's the waste side. Globally, 405 million tons of paper and cardboard checked out every year.
Wow.
And only about 56% gets recycled, according to a 2023 EPA report. The rest, landfill.
And landfill cardboard means methane, which is, what, 84 times more potent than CO2 over 20 years? A serious greenhouse gas.
Exactly. So high costs for us, big environmental burden. What does this all mean for us and our furry friends?
Well, it means we need creative solutions, which brings us back to this slightly unconventional idea, cardboard and dog food. Yes, it sounds strange, I get it, but the science isn't totally crazy. Cardboard is mostly cellulose.
Okay.
And cellulose is dietary fiber. Now, for dogs, if it's processed correctly, it can actually help digestion. The key thing, though, and this is crucial, it's not a standalone food. Nobody's suggesting you just feed your dog a box.
Right, that would be bad.
Very bad. It's used as a safe filler. You combine it with other nutrient-dense things, oats, veggies, protein sources. There's research backing this up. A 2023 study in veterinary nutrition found controlled amounts of plant-based fiber improved gut health in like 70% of dogs studied. Less diarrhea, better gut bacteria diversity.
Yeah, so there's some science there. What about safety? You mentioned processing.
Absolutely critical. Raw cardboard, bad idea. Adhesives, inks, coatings, potential toxins.
Right.
So the experiment we're looking at only used clean food-grade boxes. Think cereal boxes, pasta boxes, plain shipping boxes, free of tape, glue, glossy stuff.
Makes sense.
And even then, this isn't something to just whip up without advice. Consulting a vet is vital. Actually, 80% of pet nutritionists recommend vet consultation for any homemade diet. You need to ensure it meets your dog's specific needs.
Okay, so safety first, vet consult essential. Got it. But let's get practical. How do you actually do it? Turn a box into a bowl of food. The experiment laid it out pretty clearly. Step 1. Collect the right cardboard. About 5 kilograms of clean, food-grade boxes. They calculated this amount for a month's supply for a 20-kilogram dog. Sort of a medium-large size.
For quite a bit of cardboard needed.
Yeah, but think about how much comes into the average house. Then, step 2, shred it. They used a blender to get it into a fine pulp, about 4 liters worth from the 5 kilograms. A food processor apparently works too, but the blender gives a smoother texture, which they said helps digestion.
Right, needs to be broken down properly.
Exactly. Step 3, mix it. They used 1 cup of that shredded cardboard pulp with 2 cups of cooked oats for carbs, then 1 cup mashed bananas for vitamins, half a cup of peanut butter for protein and fat, and 1 cup of blended carrots for micronutrients.
So a balanced mix of ingredients alongside the cardboard filler.
That was the goal. And cost-wise, this whole recipe, scaled up for 30 days, came out to around $30–40 total. So maybe $1.33 a day. Big difference from the commercial cost we mentioned.
Certainly cheaper.
Step 4, cook it. They baked the mixture at 350 Fahrenheit for 20 minutes, crucial step to kill bacteria. Then they formed it into bite-sized kibble, though they noted you could also serve it as a wet mash.
Okay, like for older dogs maybe?
Yeah, possibly. And finally, step 5, store it. Airtight containers. Fridge for 5–7 days, or freezer for up to a month. And they did consult a vet, Dr. Maria Santos. She approved the recipe's balance, about 15% protein, 10% fiber, good vitamin profile, but she really stressed monitoring for allergies, which makes sense with any new food.
Absolutely.
And interestingly, that need for vet guidance, it was echoed in a 2024 X post about DIY dog food that got like 10,000 likes. So the community seems to understand that expert input is key.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And if we connect this back to nutrition, the profile of this homemade food, considering the cardboard, it's actually quite remarkable. Per serving, you're getting about 10 grams of fiber, mostly from that processed cardboard. We know from that 2023 study that fiber helps digestion, reduces constipation in like 80% of dogs.
Okay.
Then protein, about 7 grams from the peanut butter. That meets roughly 20% of a medium dog's daily need. Oats provide around 30 grams of carbs for energy, and the bananas and carrots, packed with potassium, vitamin A, antioxidants, good for immunity.
So nutritionally, it seems quite well-rounded.
Reasonably so for a base recipe. And the cost efficiency, as you mentioned, is impressive. $32.44 per serving versus $1.50, $2.50 for many commercial options. That's potentially an 80% saving.
Huge difference.
Now, it's important to acknowledge potential gaps. A homemade diet like this might lack certain specific amino acids found in fortified commercial foods. So in this experiment, they addressed that by adding fish oil capsules, cost about $5 extra a month. It's about achieving balance.
Right. Supplementation might be needed.
Exactly. And a 2024 vet survey backs this up. It found 90% of dogs tolerate homemade diets well if they're properly balanced and supervised by a vet.
Okay, so the theory and the nutrition seem plausible, with caveats. But what about the dog? How did Max, the Labrador in this experiment, actually do on this stuff?
Well, apparently, Max, he's a 3-year-old, 20-kilo lab. He devoured the first batch, tail wagging like crazy, the whole deal.
Huh. Good sign.
Over the month-long trial, he maintained his weight perfectly, no digestive upset at all. And they even noted his coat got shinier.
Oh, interesting. Probably the fats in the peanut butter, the omega-6s.
Yeah, that's what they suspected. Good for skin and coat. They also saw about a 30% increase in his playtime. Seemed to have more energy.
Wow. So positive results for Max.
Seems so. And it wasn't just Max. The person running the experiment talked to others trying similar things. Anna from Manila. Her beagle apparently had better digestion after 2 weeks. That story got shared on X, 7,000 likes. Another owner, Juan, said his dog's fur got glossier after a month.
So some anecdotal support there, too. Exactly. And crucially, Max's vet checkup afterwards confirmed healthy vitals, no nutrient deficiencies detected.
That vet check is key validation.
Definitely. But one important note, taste? Not every dog might go for it. A 2023 pet nutrition study suggested maybe 10% of dogs might reject a new homemade diet initially.
Picky eaters.
Right. So the advice is always introduce it gradually, mix it with their old food over a week or so, don't just switch cold turkey.
Smart advice for any food change, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so Max did well, costs went down. Let's talk bigger picture. The environmental and economic ripple effects. This is where it gets really interesting. On a personal level, yeah, the experiment cut food costs from $60 down to $40 a month, saves $240 a year. Not bad.
Decent saving.
But scale that up. Imagine if just 1 million pet owners did something similar. That's potentially $230 million saved annually just in the U.S.
Well,
And the environmental side. Repurposing 5 kilos of cardboard a month per household. That's 60 kilos a year kept out of landfill. Think about the Philippines again, with its, 7 million pet owners? If just 10% adopted this, you could divert maybe 420,000 tons of cardboard from landfills annually. based on 2024 waste estimates. That's huge.
It's a massive amount of waste reduction.
And it's not just landfill space. Pet food production has a carbon footprint. A 2023 UCLA study estimated at 106 million tons of CO2 globally each year. Using cardboard filler reduces reliance on resource-intensive ingredients like beef. It could cut emissions by maybe 15% per dog. That X-Post you mentioned, the one with 12,000 shares, it was praising DIY pet food specifically for this kind of eco-impact people are noticing.
Okay, the potential benefits, both money and planet-wise, seem pretty compelling. But there have to be challenges, right? Downsides, absolutely. Let's not gloss over those. Safety is number one. Using non-food grade cardboard is risky. That EPA report said 5% of boxes have potentially toxic inks.
Right, big concern.
The experiment managed this by being super careful, only clean food-grade boxes, washing them, but you have to be diligent. Then, nutritional balance, we touched on this. That vet study said 20% of homemade diets lack essential nutrients. So winging it is not an option. Careful ingredient selection, supplements if needed, and again,
Vet consultation.
vet consultation, non-negotiable. Another factor, time. It took about 2 hours a week to prep this food in the experiment. For busy people, that could be a barrier.
Yeah, convenience is a factor for many.
Though batch cooking could help, make a month's worth and freeze it. And taste acceptance, as we mentioned. Max liked the banana peanut butter combo, but a picky dog might turn its nose up. You might need to tweak flavors, maybe add some chicken broth. That adds a little cost, maybe $2 a month, but might be necessary.
Fair point. All valid challenges.
It just reinforces that this needs care and expert guidance. It's not a casual undertaking.
Exactly. But thinking even broader, the implications are quite profound if we could overcome those challenges safely. Imagine inspiring, say, 50 million pet owners globally. The potential cost savings could be enormous, maybe $12 billion annually.
Wow.
And think about applying this in different contexts, like Manila, with its 1.5 million stray dogs. Could community programs repurpose local cardboard waste into shelter food? Maybe feed 10% of those strays. That's a 2024 animal welfare estimate. It's food from waste.
That's an incredible thought.
And it pushes the boundary further. Could this concept be scaled to livestock feed? Some UN projections suggest repurposing certain waste streams for animal feed could reduce global waste by maybe 1 billion tons. It really makes you rethink what waste even is.
So let's wrap up this deep dive into cardboard cuisine.
Ugh.
The takeaway seems to be, yes, turning specific clean cardboard into a component of dog food is feasible. It demonstrably saved money in this experiment, dropping costs from $60 to $40 a month. And the subject, Max the lab, he thrived. Healthy, energetic, good coat on a diet with 15% protein, 10% fiber. Plus, the environmental upside is significant, reducing landfill, potentially cutting emissions, maybe diverting hundreds of thousands of tons of waste in places like the Philippines alone. It echoes that sentiment from the X-Post with 12,000 likes. Pet owners can potentially save money and reduce waste, but only with properly balanced, vet-approved recipes.
Yeah, I think what really stands out, for me anyway, is the sheer ingenuity here. It's creative problem solving. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other waste materials in our daily lives could be repurposed, not just for sustainability points, but for real, tangible economic benefits too? And maybe how can these kinds of individual, sometimes bold experiments spark bigger systemic shifts in how we manage resources?
Those are fantastic questions to chew on. And we definitely want you, our listeners, to continue this conversation online. Remember, if you like this deep dive, maybe buy us that coffee. The link's in the description. Also, tell us what you think. Agree, disagree. Is cardboard dog food the future or just weird? Drop a comment below. And please, let us know where you're tuning in from. We're trying to grow our global community. For more thought-provoking content just like this, make sure you like and subscribe over at Mind Expansion Daily. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive, and we'll catch you on the next one.